What's up, everybody? Welcome to the YouTube channel. I am Chris Keefer. Thank you for subscribing to this channel, liking our videos. If you want to leave a comment, just go ahead and or a question, just go ahead and do that in the comment section. We are here back east in Georgia with the 2024 KTM 450 SXF Factory Edition. We have been riding this bike quite a bit back here. This bike hasn't seen any West Coast dirt at all. So as soon as we got it, we went back here. We wanted to try some more East Coast stuff just because I feel like we haven't done that enough in the world of media testing. We do a lot of stuff in Southern California at Glen Helen, but we don't do a lot here where it's ruddy and the dirt is heavy. So first things first, what do we have on here? We have about 14 hours built in on this bike right now. And like I said, all of those are East Coast hours. We did ride the 2024 Gas Factory Edition back at home at Glen Helen, and overall the new frame update that KTM has introduced is a better direction if you're a steel frame lover. For me, it was a little bit harsh in 23 and 24, especially on the edge of tire, especially in Southern California where it's hard pack, edgy, a lot of square edge stuff. Out here, not as much square edge, but we do have a lot of tall bumps, grabby dirt, ruts, so we do need some stability coming into ruts. So this frame provides a little bit a better direction for me in those conditions, so I do like that. This video is just a breakdown of what we have felt and what we like and dislike. So as far as a whole, a couple things that you guys need to be aware of when you buy this bike. I have had a little bit of issue with nuts backing out. I do have this frame guard, this piece right here, this backed out a little bit. So I've had put a bolt in there a time or two, but they end up backing out, so make sure you Loctite it. If Aiden, you walk around here, I'll show you this this linkage bolt right here. This has backed out. So word to the wise, when you get your bike, go over your linkage bolts, your suspension, and just maybe blue Loctite those, and that'll save you. So another thing that has happened here, as you can see, our insert has come out. So you might want to blue Loctite this. I put another bolt in it last night. I did not blue Loctite that, and now next day, here we are, we got to get that back. So I guess a little bit like the Kawasaki, you just got to pay attention to bolts and be on top of things. This frame, this bike, they do vibrate more than the Japanese bikes. Besides Kawasaki, the Kawasaki vibrates more than this steel frame bike. So things are just loosening up. Obviously, it's a new bike, it was seating. So I'm sure you guys probably will take a little bit better care of your machines. You're paying $14,000 for a factory edition. I'm actually testing it, abusing it a little bit, and let you guys know what backs out. So I'm on the rougher side of things versus you guys out there are buying the bike. But nonetheless, do a once over, check the engine mount bolts as well, because those will start to back out as well. Like I said, it vibrates. But past that, this bike has been very reliable. I love the clutch. We've been riding heavy, deep dirt 3-4 days a week out here, and the clutch has been amazing. I can't say that for the Yamaha YZ450. I go through clutches every 6 hours. This clutch has been great. The engine is very friendly to ride. It invites you to roll your corners really nice, so I like that. There's not a lot of low end or front side on this bike, so it's very easy to ride for longer motos. If you guys are scared of 450 power, this is a really good engine to give you some confidence on a motorcycle. It's just a smooth, linear, long power delivery. I like that, so for me, it works out really well. And especially being at 47 years old, you get tired and you just want a little bit of smoothness when you come out of a corner, not so much oomph. This bike invites you to do that. One thing I did change for me is on this KTM app, which is for me, it works actually really well. Unlike the Kawasaki app, this app is interactive, has wide parameters. I went into the KTM connectivity unit. It's called the CUO, this piece right here, if you can walk around, Adam. This piece right here. So this piece will be available. You can buy this piece. I think it's a couple $100 for your standard 24 motorcycle. You will have to update your ECU. So when you update your ECU, you can run it on your older bike, and then you can go inside and adjust your engine braking, power delivery, quick shift, all these things that you can do with that connectivity unit. Right now, I'm on 1 for engine braking, and I'm on 4 for power delivery. So a little bit more aggressive, less engine braking. And for me, the engine braking tuner, the slide bar, is actually, I wasn't expecting it, but it does actually work really good. So for me, I don't like a lot of heavy engine braking coming into corners. It loads that front end, so a little bit lighten that up, and it really balanced the chassis out here, especially in the East Coast. So you East Coast guys got grabby dirt, that engine braking, put that all the way to 1, and your KTM 450 will actually be a lot better to ride coming into corners. It made this bike corner really well. I felt like it was too heavy on the front end before. Now it's more balanced, and even with the air fork. So for me, put that engine braking on number 1, and that'll be better. A word to the wise. So if you're going to an air fork, you want to go to at least 10.9 bar. It's very soft for me out here on the East Coast conditions. A lot of pitching, even with that engine braking on 1. So 10.9, 11 bar, I'm 175 pounds, and that helps that front end hold up a little bit more. I'll be honest, I got tired of dealing with the air fork when I was out here. About hour 10, I said, screw it, I'm out. I dumped the air fork. It was stock, I didn't have it valved or anything. And I put a set of REP valved cone valve spring fork on here, and it's a whole different machine, honestly. Like I had Mike Brown ride this thing. He wasn't a big fan of the light feel front end, so he said it just kind of pushed and didn't grab the dirt very well. Well, now spring fork feels a little bit heavier in the front. I have more front end traction and just more comfort. So Mark and the guys over at REP did a great job on this cone valve. I'm still running a stock shock, so a little bit unbalanced, but nonetheless, I have front end traction now, and that's what I need to be able to ride fast. So for me, the spring fork works the best. I've always been that way. I've been upfront about it for years. So if you guys are looking for some more comfort, 6500 inserts, or you can go to the cone valve or the KYB conversion. Those are the 3 that I've tried the most that I like. And right now we got a set of cone valve REP forks on here. Past that, like I said, just the CUO unit, KTM connectivity app, a little bit of adjustments there. And just riding the crap out of it right now. It's been really fun to ride. It took me a little bit of, maybe about an hour or 2 to get used to the power delivery compared to the Yamaha and the Kawasaki that I've been riding back at home. But for me, if you guys want to get more confidence in the corners and be able to roll the throttle on, be more aggressive, this bike invites you to do that. And for the most part, you keep an eye on the bolts. It's a very reliable machine. So if you guys are looking for a good bike, you know, honestly, the new 2025s are coming out here pretty soon. So these factory editions, they look really good. They got some added parts on here like the triple clamps, which do help increase flex a little bit and increase front end traction. So I do like that. And they'll probably be on sale because the new bikes are coming out. So be on the lookout for factory editions that are on sale. Very fun bike to ride. You're gonna hear more about this bike on an upcoming podcast that I'm gonna do. And we're gonna break down the whole machine as well as settings over on keeferinctesting.com. If you haven't checked out the website, do that. We try to do a lot of baseline suspension settings over there and get you comfortable with stock settings. Again, the air fork, we do have a baseline setting. I just think for my riding style, it's a little bit too soft. You can get the air fork valved. We're out here, I don't have access to someone valving my fork, but I did have a spring fork, and I wanted to let you know the big difference for me there was with the spring fork put on this bike. So I do quite enjoy that. If it was my bike, I'm gonna have it for a little bit longer, which I will not. I'll probably be giving this back to KTM here fairly soon because the 25s are coming. I would put a different set of bars on because they are a little long. I would go to glue-on grips. I'm not a big fan of lock-on grips. Other than that, we put a MX-14 scoop on this sucker because we're riding deep dirt. And we got a loose chain. You guys may be saying, holy crap, Keefer, that's really loose. But again, on this frame, make sure you're gonna have to run at least 65 millimeters to 70 millimeters of chain slack. That's the good rule of thumb. We were calling for more chain slack back in the day, but I've been running 65 to 70 with good results. If you have it tighter than that, it's really gonna affect and bind your rear shock on acceleration. And when you land, it gets that chain really tight and just makes that rear end feel harsh. So again, just make sure you check that chain slack a lot on the KTM because it is quite important. And that's about it, man. We're gonna continue to ride this thing for at least another month or so, and we'll talk more about this bike over on the Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com Keefer Tested Podcast. Check that out as well, and we'll see you on the next video.